This is not what anyone is ready for. There are not many days left until the Ripple vs SEC court case is over. A lot of people don't understand how big this event is, but it could be the biggest sign of hope for the bull market ever. Already, experts say that if they win, the price of XRP coin could go over $10,000, 0 cents. That's pretty cool, right? Do not miss this. Let's get right to the point without any more nonsense. Nota bene. XRP is in the middle of another storm. One with a lot of silence, guesswork, and signs of a big change in how regulators and the market feel. Ripple and the SEC are still in court, and things have taken a strange turn that could be very important. After years of going back and forth in court, the current lack of action is what's making people most suspicious. Judge Analisa Torres turned down a motion from Ripple and the SEC on May 15th that asked for a revised $50 million 0 cents fine and the lifting of restrictions on Ripple's activities. The judge threw it out not because of what was in the plan, but because it was filed under the wrong rule for how to do things. She also made it clear that she would still turn down the case even if it came back to her court under the right circumstances. It's been more than 20 days since that decision, and neither side has made any changes to their filings. No one has missed this silence. Lawyer Fred Raspoli, who has been following the case very closely, posted his worry online. After 20 days, the SEC and Ripple have not yet refiled in district court, and the deadline of June 16 for an update in the Second Circuit looms big. That date is now very important. If neither Ripple nor the SEC files a new move by June 16, the case could go forward based on Judge Torres's initial decision to reject it. But if a true motion is sent in before that date, the process could be pushed back another 60 days. For a case with so much at stake, the lack of reaction is strange. Raspoli said it all very clearly. It was clear from Torres's word that both sides need to ask for forgiveness. What will Ripple say to get what they want? But how much public groveling is the SEC ready to do? People in the XRP community are now spreading rumors because of this strange lack of noise. One text from Brett, crypto and XRP supporter that stands out, says that a deal has already been made behind closed doors. It sounds like hearing SEC, Ripple, and Judge Torres have finally come to an understanding. It's said that Ripple won. There has been no official confirmation, but the timing and tone of public comments make it sound like something is going on behind the scenes. It's also interesting that the SEC has begun to change its tone, at least in public. Jack the Rippler said in a tweet that got a lot of attention, "The SEC values the American people's freedom by letting them self-custody their crypto. We couldn't have thought of that kind of language a year ago when the SEC was harshly going after crypto platforms and calling many digital assets stocks." Words like freedom and self-custody are now being used, which suggests a small but important shift in direction. That change could also be a sign of bigger changes happening in institutions. Steph said in a tweet that XRP-friendly Treasury SEC Scott Bessent emerges as contender for next Fed chair. Bessent is known for having open-minded views on new financial technologies such as digital assets. If he really is being considered for such a high-level job, and if he supports XRP and cryptocurrencies in general, policymakers may be much more open to them in the future than they have been in the past. It's not just whispers or tweets that people are feeling more hopeful. It's spreading to more people. As the most audacious top G said, the SEC clear case is on the rise. In a short time, XRP will be bigger than Bitcoin. Some people might think that's too much, but the idea isn't crazy. If Ripple wins or even just comes to an agreement with the SEC that works out well, it will be one of the most important court cases in the history of cryptocurrency. As June 16th draws near and rumors about private deals and changes to institutions spread, there is little noise as the pieces move quickly. If there really is an answer in the works, and if the rules change even a little in favor of XRP, it could be huge for Ripple and the whole crypto ecosystem. The quiet might not be empty in the end. It could be the calm before a very strong storm. Of course, crypto experts are happier than ever. They think that XRP will grow in a way that hasn't been seen since the early days of Bitcoin. But believe me, you're not ready for what's coming. If the stories are true and the silence really does mean what we think it does, then XRP is about to turn the whole crypto space on its head. People who have XRP are speaking out more and feeling more secure. They're not just tweeting memes. They say that real numbers, global trends, and financial forces all point to the fact that XRP is still going up. It hasn't even begun yet. It's not worth the money to buy or sell, Cobb wrote on XRP Life, that many buyers are on an emotional seesaw. That time before a big breakout when no one knows if they're late or early, but knows something big is about to happen. And what's making everyone talk? The United States now owes more than $35 trillion, 0 cents, in debt. Just the interest on loans has grown to over $1 trillion, 0 cents, a year. A thorough thread on X by the analyst Pumpius says that this is about more than just money. It's a problem of cash. Settlement layers that are efficient, scalable, and autonomous are becoming more and more important as this much money moves through global systems. RippleNet, which runs XRP, was made just for this reason. Pompios goes even further, saying that XRP hitting $10,000 isn't just a distant dream, it's a mathematical certainty. This is the plan. If $10 trillion worth of transactions happen every day on RippleNet, and the number of XRP tokens stays at 100 billion, the price of XRP will have to go up a lot to meet settlement demand. There aren't enough XRPs to buy one token, so you'd need 10 trillion of them. But why not charge more? All of a sudden it's possible. When the price of XRP hits $10,000, the math works out, and XRP becomes a real global cash bridge. With that kind of reasoning, big price goals become important things to talk about. Brett, who is another well-known supporter of XRP, didn't hold back either. XRP to $100, he wrote. At the same time, CryptoGeek went crazy when the $9,987 price was confirmed. That might make some people scratch their heads, but when you connect it to real-world liquidity models, even the craziest numbers start to make sense. It was easy for even Jack the Rippler. The money is on the way. Def also reminded everyone in the neighborhood at the right time. If you have XRP, now is the time to pay close attention. It's no longer just a gamble to buy XRP. It's a safety net in case the system breaks down. It's a piece of infrastructure in a world that needs options badly. That's why believing in 10, 100, or even 10,000 XRP isn't just a bunch of hype. It's about being ready. And yes, money is coming and going if what we're seeing is the start of something bigger. The next thing we'll talk about will send shockwaves through the whole crypto space. Ripple's relationships around the world is no longer just about game wins or price predictions. Behind the scenes, Ripple is taking over the world. This is the best sign ever for going up. Just when you thought XRP couldn't surprise you anymore, they found a new partner. So Vivo Power's new partnership with Flare is a big step toward institutional adoption of XRP. It shows that digital assets are becoming useful in the real world, not just for fun. This isn't just another crypto news story. It shows that companies are changing how they think about XRP, turning it from a speculative token into an asset that can be used to make money. Vivo Power, a NASDAQ-listed business, has agreed to use $100 million worth of XRP in partnership with